Today on Newark TV, we get to talk to the cast and the crew of Six, the musical, the UK tour. And if you stay to the end, one lucky fan has got a message from Lauren Drew, who plays Catherine of Aragon. Is it you? Well, here we are, Newark TV down here at the Marlowe Theatre, and look, we're all here. They're all here this evening. They're all lining up, and this is it. This is what they're doing. They're lining up for Six. Yeah, that's right. We're all here to see the Queens, all right? So we'll catch you in a bit. Right, we're here. It's Newark TV. I've got to be a little bit quiet because we're in public, and we're down here at the Marlowe Theatre in Canterbury. I'll show you around in a minute, but we've got somebody special with us today. Yeah, we've got one of the Queens, and have a guess who it is.
Hello everybody, I'm distracted by a dog. Hello. Sorry.
So, why are we here?
Come to watch me in Six.
Come to watch you in Six, yeah?
Yes.
We are back and rolling. So where are we?
We're in Canterbury, the first UK tour to open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're getting on the road now, we're just starting.
And now, obviously, your mother and I, we watched the show last night. Yes. It's changed. It's amazing. And now, obviously, your mother and I, we watched the show last night. Yes. It's changed. It's amazing.
Has changed.
Yeah.
A lot of choreographic changes. There's been some new, because it went to Broadway. They did a lot of changes that have filtered through to us. So West End have got all the changes, and then we've got little bits.
So there's more to come.
Yeah, there's no more. I don't know if we're getting them, but the show's quite different from here to town.
Because it's a lot different, obviously, from when we first saw it.
Yeah, it's really different from when you first saw it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is different. It's much more slick. It's a lot more slick.
Yeah, but also what you've got in there, for me, it was the changing tempos of songs and everything else. Whereas before it was high octane, bang, bang, bang. You've got some soft, sentimental numbers coming through now. Still the same lyrics and everything else. But it was absolutely cracking. A lot more interaction, with the cast.
I think that's because we're more confident now. I think when we used to go on, it was still quite a big scary thing, but now because we've sat in it for a year and a half and we're all so close, it's easier on stage, and we've got that relationship like that already. So it's nice.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've had a bit of a change in cast, haven't you?
Yeah, we've lost like we've died. We've lost 3 of our original cast queens. So we've got 3 new
divorced,
queens
beheaded.
Who was it? Who's gone? It was died, divorced and beheaded, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
3.
gone.
I know, I'm with it. I'm down with it, you know. I get it all sorted. How are things, with everybody now? Now we're going back. So from here, where are you going?
From here, hopefully, we're going to Leeds, hopefully. And then we do Newcastle, Hull, going all over the shop. We're doing a lot of the venues that we didn't get to do last time, so we never came to Canterbury last time. We're revisiting some of them. We're just excited to be here, really.
Well, like you say, I'm not going to spoil it for people, with what we saw last night, but it is incredible. Why do you think this girl power is still alive?
Well, it's from the Spice Girl days, isn't it? And the Me Too movement. That's why I think it's been such a big show. And again, I had no idea about Henry VIII's wives. I didn't have a clue. Would never even thought. And it says in the lyrics things like the Catherine Parr, who one of the girls that I cover, she wrote books under a false name because women couldn't write stories back then. She fought for all this stuff so women could be educated. You don't learn anything about that kind of stuff about them. So it's, for me as well, I remember when I first started the show, I was like, what? I had no idea about anything. So, and apparently there's an educational programme for Six that goes out in schools.
I was going to ask you if they've got one ready.
They've got a new educational programme coming out to teach schools more about it.
Now I wonder, it'd be interesting to find out if they've got a soundtrack that goes with it.
I don't know.
Because through the learning, songs, we know that
Yeah.
kids can pick up so much information from it.
Yeah, but I think this is such a big show anyway. It kind of does that for itself anyway. But yeah, no, I had no idea. We were never told that side of the story, not being horrible to you men, but it was very much told from the man's point of view and never
Yeah.
from the girls.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's very funny. There are so many comedic little moments in there.
It's funny. The writing's
You know.
incredible.
So we've just had sound number 1 on the UK tour join us, and we're going to say hi. So here we are. Now just tell everyone, what's your name?
My name is Gemma.
Gemma. How long?
Gemma
Oh,
Johnston.
you're from 6.
6, yeah.
So sound number 1 then, what does that mean?
I'm just in the head of sound. So my job is to make sure the system goes in smoothly and make sure it sounds great and make sure that we look after the band members and make sure the girls are alright with their in-ears and the levels are correct for the show and it sounds great.
So we've already heard from Harriet. And obviously I've seen the show. There are changes that have been made.
Mm-hmm.
They look absolutely cracking.
They are. Well, I think we've got they're called stems, which is so we have track obviously and then the live band as well. So Catherine Parr's song has got more individual stems in there, so there's more of a beat in part 2 of I Don't Need Your Love. So that's changed. And there's we have delays. So on my microphone I can put a delay in, and then when they say no way, I can unmute the delay and it'll record it. It'll go no way. So we've added stuff like that in as well. It's cool.
Do you prefer the changes?
Mm-hmm. It's nice because I've been on the show for so long. Getting more challenges is better for me, rather than mixing the show at the same time in the same place every day.
Yeah.
Getting more stuff added in makes you work more.
Sure. So how long have you been with the tour?
I've been on the original tour back in 2019. Then I went to the West End, and now I'm on the UK tour, number 1 tour. So I've been on all of them, every single 6 show.
And you still got that level of enthusiasm?
Well, yeah, because I was the sound number 2, and then I got promoted to sound number 1. So I've moved up to now. I don't just deal with the sound, I deal with the paperwork side of it as well. So I have to make sure everything's correct on the paperwork side of it as well as leading someone else underneath me now. So I've swapped roles.
Well, I know you've got enough time just to sip that coffee and get yourself back for another show, break a leg, and we just say thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a guess who we've got with us now? We've got sound number 2.
Good angle.
It's a lovely angle.
Good.
It's
That's all that matters.
you've got a real chiseled face you have there.
From that angle, maybe, not from the front.
So tell us, who are you?
I'm on sound number 2 on 6, the musical UK tour.
How long have you been doing it?
Oh God. Well, not including lockdown, probably. Not including lockdown, 6 months.
But what's so special about this show for you?
Special about it. It's very different to any other musical. It's more of a concert than a musical, or like a musical / play. So it's not something that any other show has to offer. So it's,
Do you know what? I think you've hit the nail on the head there, because for me, it's almost like they have changed the format of theatre.
absolutely. Yeah. It's it's about the 6 queens of Henry, and it's a story, but it's also got stuff for kids, and it's got jokes that go over kids' heads.
Yeah.
And and I think that's why it works so well, because the adults love it as well as bringing their kids to it.
Yeah, I think the thing that's noticeable is that no interval.
No interval, which I don't think it needs. I think it works with interval. Otherwise, you break up the story.
Hey,
and
I
you ruin the
totally
flow.
agree. Yeah, I think if you were to interrupt that whole live set,
Yeah, it wouldn't. I couldn't. Even if you put one, I couldn't think where you would put it, because you would just, as you say, I think you would just ruin the flow of the
Yeah.
show.
no, and there just seems a really tight camaraderie amongst everybody.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
you get that feel?
absolutely. Yeah, because it's such a small company. I mean, what is it? 20 of us touring, which for a Class A musical is tiny. You can have 50, 60, 70 people touring in a company. So
Right.
it's everyone knows each other well, rather than just knowing someone by their name. You know everyone. You talk to everyone every day. You have a conversation with them
Right.
every day. and it's brilliant. Yeah.
So it really is more like a family, isn't it?
100%.
I mean, I know with the bigger shows and everything else, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get to know everybody.
Yeah,
And
that's it. Yeah, you know everybody more than just their names and a little
Right.
bit about them. You
Yeah.
hang out with each other every day.
Yeah.
And if you go to the pub, everyone goes to the pub together because it's such a small company, so everyone can sit
yeah.
together.
So very, very quickly, what's your role then? What does a number 2 do?
So my main role is to look after the IMs and the handhelds. Also 3 or 4 times a week, depending on Gemma's schedule, I'll cover her mix to give her time off, and she'll cover me. All girls wear in-ear monitors, which allows them to hear the band, the vocals, and all them bits and bobs. And
Yeah.
then they all have a handheld, which is all dealt by me.
Well, we're not going to take any more of your time because, again, you guys have got a short window
Short
to
window.
eat.
I know.
To eat.
Half an hour and we're back in, or something like that.
Monty, thank you very much. All right, we'll talk to you later. Take
you
care,
later.
man. We are so lucky. We've got a second queen. Have a guess who it is?
Hi, it's Lauren Drew. I'm playing Catherine of Aragon in Six the Musical UK tour. Started off as a dancer and started to find that I liked musical theatre, and it's been a bit of a journey ever since then, really.
The one thing about you is when you open that show, because you do open the show, don't you, with that first number, where on earth do you get that voice from to hit that? What do you say? Oh, I've hit a top C.
I don't really know, to be honest. I think it's been years of training. I went to Mount View Academy of Theatre Arts.
All right, yeah.
I did 3 years of musical theatre training, and I've kind of just explored it from then, really.
I mean, The Voice is absolutely incredible. Oh, listen to me. The Voice, of course. You were on The Voice.
I was on The Voice.
Yeah, how did that all go?
It was great because I did it in the pandemic, so it was nice to have something to do when there was nothing else to do. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of support because everyone was at home with nothing much else going on. And I made it to the semi-finals, which was really cool. And I was
Wow.
the first 4-chair turner of the series, which I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
Oh, that's
bonkers.
amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. Now, with regards to your character, yeah, you know when you got the part, did they give you a full backstory of the character, so you knew what was what?
Yeah, we had to do our own research, make sure that we did all of the research that we possibly could on our queens.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then you interpret that as you see fit with your own kind of personality. So you inject your own self into the queen, which is why everyone that plays it does it so differently.
They are. Actually, you see, that does really make it interesting because you can see all those different characters that come through.
Yeah.
Very well.
Why are you off the wall?
Hello.
I got it yesterday. Thank you very much.
We've got people punting here.
Sorry, I can't catch that.
Yeah. So, I mean, because you are very funny, you're very lively, you've got this wit about you and everything else. Why did you think that was needed for the character?
I think like it's a really fine line between like being sassy and unlikable. And so I was like, with the lines, she's always wanting to be on the front foot. She's always wanting to be the winner. And I think putting that little bit of light in there makes her a bit more likable, and you're on her side a bit more.
There's some funny lines, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh
I mean,
gosh,
you
yeah.
know, the script writers have done a fantastic job.
Oh, they really have.
Have you met them?
Yeah, they're all amazing, and they're very, very involved. And they care about all the casts, which is really lovely because we've had note sessions quite recently with all of the creatives. It's been so they are very, very involved.
Oh, brilliant. If you were going to give somebody one piece of advice about the show, what would it be? To look out for what?
I think it's just to watch it with an open mind, and I think not come in with the idea that it's just for teenagers and it's just for kids, because actually it's enjoyed by everybody of all ages or sexes.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's really listen and hone into the message, because it's important, especially I think for now, when the time that we're living in, with like social media, and we're all comparing ourselves to each other and things we see online which aren't. So it's a very, very good message for now.
Lauren, I'm not going to take any more of your time yet because you're going to be going back on stage in about.
Singing and stuff.
Lauren, thank you very much. Well, that's it. Give us one of those 6.
6.
I can't believe it. sat down here against the river and everything else, and we've had a muso. Yeah, a muso turn up. Yeah, get a load of this. She's on 6.
I'm Frankie and I play guitar in 6.
Say it again.
I'm Frankie and I play guitar in 6.
There it is. I love that. Is it called a discord or something? That actual note that you guys play?
It's just like the note that they always sing. They wanted to always sing the word 6. Like you never hear the word 6 not sung in it.
No, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when all of the girls are singing and you're like, you lot at the back of it, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's so sudden.
Yeah. So how long have you been with the show?
Since 2019, I depped in the West End in July time, and then we went on tour in October, so that's when these guys started as well.
So let's talk something a little bit boring at the moment. What did you do down lockdown?
Not a lot really, just sort of waiting around, not a lot of music stuff going on because most things that you get paid for are gigs or like studio things.
Yeah.
But I started to build my own little studio, started to do some teaching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, little bits and pieces. Still not enough to be like full time, but
Yeah.
But yeah.
Would you want to go full time with that?
I don't think I'd want to do full time teaching. Like it's a nice thing to have on the side, but I don't think I love performing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So how did you get into the show then? How did that all happen?
I came straight out of uni, so one of my lecturers recommended me to start depping and covering in the West End. So that's pretty much how I got it. So now I'm like on my own.
On my own. Hey, we're getting all the show songs out here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, I mean, with regards to being part of the team, how many are in the band?
There's 4 of us in the band. So it's me, then Kat on bass, V on drums, and then Sarah, who is keys and musical director. So she does all the stuff like this, and we've got screens up in. Have you seen them? You might have seen them. We've got screens.
I've
up
seen
in
you.
there. Yeah.
I've seen you there. Thinking, who's she waving at? I want to wave back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just 4 of us. It's quite nice.
Is it a tight little community you got?
Yeah, it's great. I think because there's not many of us, we all sort of just hang out together. And yeah, like all us bands get on really well. It's sort of, everyone's quite relaxed. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
What's the best bit in the play?
What's the best bit?
Or the show?
The end, but not because it's over. Because it's like when everyone comes together, all the audience are loving it, and it's all like really feel good vibes. I love it.
It's high energy, isn't it?
High energy, yeah, that's it.
Boom, boom, yeah.
As soon as it's like.
And when you're
yeah.
reprising all the songs and everything else, and all coming in, it's like, and you're right, the audience going mental.
Yeah. And
Mental.
that's why we do it. That's why.
So where was you before the show?
I was at uni.
Just straight from uni?
Straight from uni, yeah.
Wow, what a
Graduated
gig.
Yeah. It's a great first show. Graduated in summer of 2019.
Yeah.
And then I knew I was doing it, so I just kind of like building up to it for a couple of months.
What was the process like when you went through to audition?
I didn't audition. I just kind of, because I knew the guitarist who was doing it, she knew that I could do it, so she just sent me the score to learn, and I learnt it, and then I went in straight into the show.
It's who you know.
Yes, well, yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, credit where it's due. I mean, obviously you've got to be good enough to
Exactly, you've
pull
got
it
to be
off,
good
yeah.
enough, and then you make contacts, and then it's who you know. So it totally is.
So, if you were to give somebody coming out of university any form of advice, like playing in any of the shows or whatever, what would it be?
In terms of just getting work, just like talk to those people, just like be really relaxed about it. It doesn't have to be like you have to be a certain person or anything. Just like show your talent, show your skill, and talk to those people. Don't ever think a gig is too small. Like just do whatever you can do.
Yeah.
And just keep always know that you can get better. Always practice.
How many hours a day do you do, practice-wise?
Practice depends. If I don't have anything going on that day, but it's a work day, I'll probably do a lot of the day. I try to do if I've got time, a good hour a day, and it might just be playing things I already know. But just learning tunes is like the best thing you can do. Learning different songs that you can't play.
Yeah. Well, I know that you're going to go back on stage very, very shortly.
Very
so
soon,
I'm going to say thank you very much for talking to us.
No problem. It's been fun.
And what we'll do is we'll see you next time on 6.
Yes.
Today's a special day, let me tell you. Not only have we got one queen, not only did we get 2 queens, we've got another 2! I can't believe it. Here we are. We're going to introduce them to you.
Hello, I'm Natalie.
And I'm Vicky.
And I am playing a super swing in 6. Yeah, I am.
And I am Catherine Howard.
So, come on, explain Super Swing. What does that mean?
So, basically, it means that I cover all the roles in the show. So
That's some going though, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is quite hardcore.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to actually learn? Because you got 6 parts, obviously.
Do you know what? I feel like you're constantly still learning as you go along. You take the same amount of time in rehearsals, but you're just constantly always ticking it over.
Yeah.
All the time.
And what about you, young lady?
What about me?
What about you?
Well, I did the show a couple of years ago in town, and I was.
You were a swing.
Yeah, I was. I played all 6. So.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, and then I've come back to do Howard this time.
Yeah. I know, but what's so special about this show? Because it is special.
It's not like any other show, is it?
No.
Not any other musical, because it brings something so different. It's like a pop concert, but it delivers an amazing message.
Yeah, I think the way it's written is just so clever.
It's really up to date.
It's very clever.
trendy.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those lines that you lot deliver, it is a
very
bit
cheeky.
devious at times. You know, and you've got to be listening all the time, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Because
the good thing about. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Like the good thing about it, I think, is that everyone has their own different take on it. So when you come back and you see it for a second time or a third time, you hear different things and people deliver lines differently, and it just gives it a whole new spin on it. So you're always getting a different show.
Yeah.
So with regards to, well, the difference is obviously you got your main part, yeah, and then you're having to cover parts. I asked Lauren how she came up with her character. How did you come up with yours? Because you got 6.
Oh, that's a really tricky question to be asked on the spot. I feel like you bring a little bit of the same to each one, because we're told to be ourselves as the
Right.
queen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So every even though I play each queen a bit differently, there's still a little essence of myself in there. So
What about you?
Yeah, well, I've had like 3 different versions of Howard, I would say. So when I was an alternate in town, I had a blue costume and I was in shorts for Howard, and I was just very, what's the word? Chaotic, maybe, I don't know. And then I took over the role in town, and they sort of told me to do it differently, and obviously I was in a skirt, so I had to be a bit more girly. And then and this time round I've just had a lot more information thrown my way, so it's like helped.
Are they constantly updating you?
Oh
yeah, all the time.
See, that's good, isn't it? That's
It's
good
really
management.
good,
That is
very
good
good.
management. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much information.
Because that's the thing, as much as it's such a fun show, we're also telling a true story of history.
And it's true what the interviewers were saying earlier. You know, it was from a man's perspective, but this is turned on its head.
This is why it's amazing.
Yeah, no, hey, I'm with you. I almost wish I was a girl. On that. Right, I know you girls have got to get back to it. Listen, thank you very much for talking to us. Just give me that 6. Go.
6. That was so out.
So there's more to come. There's more. Now we're moving into like, I don't know, so the production people. And I've got the head of wardrobe. Is it head of wardrobe? I've got the nod. It's the head of wardrobe. Let's have a chat.
I'm Sophie, I'm the head of wardrobe for Six the Musical.
What does that mean?
So I basically look after the costumes for the show.
Now, when you say you're looking after them, yeah, again, what does that mean?
So I basically make sure that the costumes look good on stage every night and do the maintenance for the costumes. So obviously these costumes have got loads of like gems and studs and like the fabrics that are used are quite unconventional. So
Right.
we need to make sure that like they're solid. For them, like mic loops and stuff don't come off and things
Right.
like that. So yeah, all of that kind of maintenance.
So do you have like a seamstress background then?
Yeah, so I did costume at uni,
Oh, right. Which unit did you go to?
Huddersfield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did costume and textiles at Huddersfield Uni for 4 years. And then from that I worked in various different other places, like in wardrobe departments.
Ah.
Yeah.
What decided? What made you decide to go into the theatre?
I don't really know. I started off in TV and film, and then it just depended what kind of jobs came up then.
Right.
I kind of followed like a path down to theatre really. It was I wouldn't say it was really a choice, but it was like this job became available, yes I'll do that, and then from that I've got more theatre work.
Right. So what did you know about the show before you started?
I hadn't seen it, so not a lot. I knew that it was about Henry VIII wives,
Right.
obviously. I knew that the costumes were really difficult to handle.
How did that make you feel?
A little bit nervous.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, I'd seen the photos of the costumes, so I kind of knew what I was like working with. But yeah, other than that, that was all I knew about the show before I started.
So if somebody was going to get into the type of work they do with wardrobe and everything else, what type of qualifications do they need?
So realistically, a degree in costume, some form of costume making or design, depending on what kind of area they wanted to go into.
Yeah.
But for wardrobe, definitely you would need some sort of degree or like an apprenticeship. Some theatres do like apprenticeships in maintenance and making and all that kind of thing.
Oh, right.
So you could go down that route. I don't know very many people that have done that. A lot of the people that I know have done degrees in costume or costume making.
So what keeps you there? What keeps you at this place? Because it's an amazing show, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is really good for wardrobe, to be fair. It keeps me on my toes, definitely.
I can imagine. Because how many queens have you got?
So there's 10 now. So we had six. There's 6 principals, and then we had 3 alternates, and now we've got Natalie. So there's 4 alternates.
Right. So do they all have their own costumes?
Yeah. Yeah. So all 6 principals have got their own specific colours.
Yeah.
And then the alternates have all got, again, specific colours. But the alternates tend to have a variation of different outfits, so they can kind of mix and match.
Oh, right.
So Jen has shorts and a skirt. So depending on what character she's going on for will depend on what costume she puts on.
Got you.
Harriet's the only one that just has one costume for everybody. And then the same for Cassie. Cassie's got a skirt and shorts and just alternate tops for each character. So it just depends who they go on for.
One piece of advice for anyone that's coming into this industry that wants to go and do wardrobe, what would that piece of advice be?
Perseverance. You're always going to get no replies. You apply for stuff that you're never going to get replies from. No one's going to contact you and tell you why you didn't get something.
Right.
But you have to really stick at it and make as many contacts as you possibly can.
How do they make those contacts? What's the best way to do it?
It is networking more than anything. Talking to your friends, keeping in contact with your friends that you've worked with before, like production staff, like company managers, that kind of thing, because they'll be working on things, so they'll be going on to something and you potentially don't have a job after this next job and they might need wardrobe for it. So yeah, keep it.
I've said it time and time again, it's who you know, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely. You've got to keep
keep going at it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well, I'm going to say thank you very much, because I know you've got a show that's coming up in a minute. All right, so do you sing at all?
No.
No, you don't even do that? Sing?
No, definitely not.
All right, well, we won't force you then.
Thanks.
Come on, so.
Oh, do you know something? It never stops. It never stops. I've just had head of stage management come up. I want to interview. I'm like, go away. We don't need. No, we've got to do it. We've got to do it. So here it is.
Right. I'm Lisa, and I'm the deputy stage manager of 6, which means that I call all the cues during the show and I tell everyone what to do.
So basically, you're the boss on stage.
You could say that, yeah.
No, I will say that.
Yeah, okay.
There is no way
Agreed.
we want to upset. Yeah. Have you had anybody miss a cue?
It's happened a few times, yes.
How do you cope with that?
I mean, it's live theatre, isn't it?
Right.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
People miss lines, people miss cues, but the show must go on.
The show must go on. You're right. Yeah. But the thing for me is, I mean, when you watch that show, it seems so slick. If they forget their line, how on earth do they get that line? Where's that prompt come from?
But they support each other. We all support each other. So sometimes if I forget one of my cues or the queens forget one of the lines, we save each other's asses.
And there it is, isn't it? It is. So you've got a really good working relationship with everyone.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you think that's important?
I think that's super important, especially when you're touring. Because we're away from our homes, and
Yeah.
this little bunch of people is the only one we can rely on.
How long have you been with the company?
I've been since we started in September 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So was it always going to be the fact that you were going to be tour stage management?
Yes.
You didn't fancy going in and being in one place?
I mean, it would be nice to be home in London, but I've never been around the UK, so...
Oh, right. So this is really good for
I
you.
quite like it.
So just tell me about, I mean, because when I look at London,
Yeah.
you know, people think that that's the pinnacle. You
Yeah.
know, that's the be all and end all when you go. I'm telling you, it's not.
No, definitely not.
No, I mean, I've seen this show many times
Yeah.
and it just rocks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would say, now I'm going out on a limb now,
Yeah.
actually better than London. That's only my opinion.
I mean, I've not seen London since before I got this job,
Right.
but I feel like we as a company we're so much like connected.
Yeah.
So regardless of who's on stage, if it's the principal, alternates, whoever is on stage, it's always such a lovely energy.
Yeah.
Which is what makes the show
Yeah.
so good.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
What's the best part about your job?
Hard question. It's always so much lovely, nice energy around you. So you're always happy to go to your job every day.
That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah.
So there isn't once you wake up and think, oh no, not them girls again.
Not today. I mean, some days I don't look forward to getting that confetti off the floor.
There's so much of it, isn't there?
Yeah. But most days I'm very happy to do that.
So I'm going to ask a real stupid question now, and you can shoot me
for it.
down. Yeah. Do you seriously hoover that all up and reuse it?
I do. I have a leaf blower that everyone here hates because it's so loud and so noisy. But I love it. That confetti is gone within minutes.
How long does it take you to clear up on stage?
It takes about half an hour in total, and then confetti takes about 5 minutes,
Right.
and then
So you do a total reset.
Yeah. So yesterday, when we had two shows very close to each other, we had about 25 minutes
Oh wow.
to do it. But because we're such a good team, we managed to do it.
Well, I know that you've got to get back to do another show. So
Yay.
I'm going to say to you, thank you very much for talking to us, Lisa.
Thank you. Lovely.
Well, if that wasn't good enough, yes, we've got somebody from the lighting department. They're coming in their droves. It's wonderful. So let's have a listen to our friend Alex.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'm the chief electrician on 6.
What does that mean, chief electrician?
So I sort of do two jobs in one. I'm the chief electrician and the relighter. So the chief electrician part is I look after the lighting equipment when it's all set up and run the show as well. And the relighting, I, at the beginning of the week, point all the lights in the right place or program them into the desk, and then it's all saved for the rest of the week.
So you didn't fancy being a domestic or a commercial electrician?
No, that's a lot harder.
Is it?
Well, no, you just had a lot more learning, a lot more things you need to know.
What are you saying to me here? You've taken the easy option.
No.
I don't think you have.
The fun one. I've taken the fun option.
Yeah, it really is though, isn't it? I mean, the lighting on the set is crazy. It's amazing.
There is a lot of it. The second on the type of desk we use, it's the second biggest show that sits on it in the world.
Really?
I think
So-
Moulin Rouge will be the first. Is the biggest.
Wow. So how did you get involved?
Well, on my last tour, just as that was coming to an end, an electrician knew I was coming off it and knew I was available and said, "Come on to this one."
There you go. I was just talking to Lisa and we were saying, you know, at the end of the day, it's definitely who you know, isn't it?
Yeah.
And everybody seems to be giving you the same message.
Well, yeah, it's that whole old thing. You're only as good as your last job. So
Right.
always
Right.
make sure you work hard at it.
Yeah. What do you like about your job?
Just the variation, like especially a new city every week and a new problem every day to deal with.
Yeah.
It's never a dull day.
Do you enjoy being on tour?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Are you
Definitely
single, married, what?
Single.
It's definitely a single man's game, isn't it?
Yeah,
or a single person, I should
yeah,
say.
it's
I
definitely a
apologise,
struggle.
ladies.
But yeah, it's definitely be a struggle if I
Yeah.
was at least trying to start one.
Well, what's the next step for you then?
I think next I'd either like to go into just relighting, so only turning up for the first couple of days but on larger shows, or settling down doing a bit more of a production electrician job, so coming in, setting the show up,
Yeah.
and then going and doing other little bits each week.
Is it just theatre you like, or would you like to be on, a gaffer or something on, one of the big film sets?
Oh no, film sets are quite hard to make the leap from theatre to film. They're quite different.
Right.
And also looking down a camera and trying to, much nicer to use your eye than to look down a lens.
Oh, well, that's comforting to know. So if somebody's going to come into the business, what advice would you give these youngsters?
Oh, definitely go to your local theatre and start at the bottom and work your way up.
It's as simple as that.
We all started sweeping stages and.
So that wasn't beneath you. That's what you actually did.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So there's a lesson there for everyone. Yeah. If Alex can do it, you can do it.
Oh yes, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Alex, thank you very much indeed.
No problem.
Why not follow us on YouTube by going to Newark TV and hitting the subscribe button? That way you can keep up with everything that's going on with the musical tour 6. Just to give you an update on the UK tour's dates, June the 29th, at the moment they are at Leeds, the Grand Theatre and the Opera House. Then the calendar shows from July, they're at Blackpool, they're at the Winter Gardens. They're there from Wednesday, July the 7th, right till July the 10th. That's the Saturday. Then they go again on the Monday from July the 12th. That's at Newcastle upon Tyne. That's the Theatre Royal. And they're there from Monday, July the 12th, till July the 17th, which is a Saturday. On Wednesday, July the 21st, they're at the Whole New Theatre. On Wednesday, July the 28th, they're at Plymouth at the Theatre Royal. They're there until August the 1st, which is a Sunday. In August, they're in Brighton. That's at the Theatre Royal. They start Tuesday, the August the 3rd, right through to August the 7th, which is a Saturday. On Tuesday, August the 10th, they're at Southampton. That's at the Mayflower Theatre. They're there until August the 15th, which is the Sunday. On Tuesday, August the 17th, they're at Southend-on-Sea at the Cliffs Pavilion, and they're there until August the 22nd, which is a Sunday. Tuesday, August the 24th, sees the musical tour in Oxford. It's the Oxford Playhouse. They're there until September the 5th, which again is a Sunday. So remember, go to YouTube to subscribe to the channel. Find Newark TV and hit subscribe. It's free. We'll keep you updated and posted on what's going on with 6, the musical tour.
Hi Bethany, it's Lauren Drew here from 6 the Musical. I know that you're a big fan of the show and that you're coming to see the show in Nottingham. We can't wait to see you. I'm sending you so much love. Bye!